Wi-Fi. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. Hello, how are you? How do you do? Good evening, and good evening. It is so good to have you with us tonight. Thank you for joining. For all who have joined, thank you. Really appreciate you guys. Good evening. How are we doing? Is it going well? How has your Saturday been? Hey, train up a child. I can see you are online. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hello, Biadu. Hi, darling. How are you? Thank you for joining. I hope you're well. Good. To get my guest in so she can come in and join us. Hey.
Hello.
How are you? Thank you. Oh, Biadu, I'm really trying, right? Yeah. So, my Grace, honestly, don't be offended. Hi, Evie. Thank you, sis, for joining. See, my friend is just loving my makeup. I think I'm gonna be charging. I think it's one of those things that she start doing now. Maybe a makeup artist. How do you think that will look like? Do you think that would be good? So, Grace, I'm gonna go live on Facebook.
Yes.
As well, and I'll send you the link to join in. So I'm live now. I'll invite you in.
Right.
Shall I send it to you on Messenger? On Facebook Messenger? Would that be good? Great for you?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. So, and you are Grace Adewale. It says you're not online yet, so I can't see you on Facebook.
I am online.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining. I know it's Saturday evening, and this is what we do all of the time. Grace, your name on Facebook is Grace Adewale, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I am on there.
I found you.
You found
Yeah.
me?
I found you. Yeah. I've just sent it to you now. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. How are we doing? I hope you're well. How has today been? I hope all has been going well. I mean, it's been warm actually today. So, hey, Mr. Flat. Hello. So there will be a special shout out for a special individual tonight, So, guys, thank you for joining. Welcome. Hello, Mr. Flat. So let me say very quickly, it is Mr. Flat's birthday today. So help me and wish him a happy birthday. Please help me to I've got a bad sound there. Yeah. So help me to wish him a happy birthday, please. Happy birthday, Mr. Flat. I mean, trust me, guys, this guy has had a fantabulous day. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I wish I've got all the time in the world tonight to show you everything he's been enjoying since last night. You know, so the guy is so blessed. He's just been enjoying himself.
Sorry,
Yeah, he's been enjoying himself. Mr. Flat, God bless you. We wish you a very, very happy birthday and many happy returns. Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. Chick Bello, thank you. Mr. G, welcome. Glad to have you here. Mrs. G as well. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I'm just trying to pin our comments, the topic of our conversation on the screen for people who might be joining us later. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Grace.
yes.
It is our pleasure to have you join us tonight. Do you know, it's amazing how you have people around you and they're just blessed on each side, and you don't really see how much you have around you if you don't look around, you know. But thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I know you are so passionate about children. You're passionate about the health of parents, you know, in general. You're a parents coach, you're an educator. So guys, please get ready tonight. Nurse Abby, thank you for joining. So we're just gonna go for it, Grace. And I think what we should do this night is that we'll give you about 15-20 minutes for you to tell us. I mean, tonight we're discussing children's behavioral communication. So I mean, I heard it for the first time from Grace that, you know, sometimes when children are a bit fussy, like they're doing whatever it is that they're doing, that they're actually saying something to you. They're not just trying to like be destructive or whatever it is. They are saying something. And a lot of times, as a parent myself, I've got 2 girls. Many times my 2-year-old especially would throw tantrums and whatever, and I'm not even sure. I'm thinking, what on earth do I need to do? I don't even know what you're saying, you know. Or maybe she's crying and she's doing that, and I'll just be like, I don't understand what this girl is saying. So Grace, please, can you tell us what this is all about? What does it really mean? And for us as parents, what do you think we need to start looking at? And if there are a few things you can touch on in terms of if your child behaves this way, this is what they might be saying to you. Please, let's go for it. So guys, we're going to have opportunity to ask Grace questions. I just want us to give her about 20 minutes to just go through this children's behavioral communication, how the children behave, how their behavior is a form of communication to us. So please send in your questions. If you have questions already for her, send them in. I'll read them out to her. But Grace, over to you.
Thank you so much, Bibi, my sister, my dear friend. Thank you very much for having me on this hot seat, this like the game, like conversation with BibbyJ.
Just go.
I'm very honored to be here. So thank you. And like you rightly said, there are many things in life, right, that anyone could be doing. And loving or working with children has been one of if someone ever told me that I would be here, I'd have said it's a lie. Because when I think about growing up and everything that and my first hurt, or a proper major hurt, was me carrying a child, and that person's child in my hand, where I fell down and broke my arm. So I've always loved children from a very young age.
Wow.
And fast forward, and when I thought I'll be going into banking and finance to go and make plenty money, God has a way of, you know, spinning things around, and here I am, and I'm loving what I'm doing. And I'll tell you a quick story, and I'm sure a few of you here will know me. And if you don't, Grace Adewale by name. I have 2 lovely daughters, and one of them at the moment has special needs. Now, my story is, I'll just give a brief background. Just imagine me after work, a day at work. I'm working with 30 children in the classroom, marking homework, marking classwork, planning for the following day. and I'm literally tired, and then I'm driving to the nursery to pick my own child from her nursery, and the moment I put her in the car seat, literally it's like someone just poured in what they call this, like this pepper on her.
Wow.
Is screaming, kicking the chair. If she can take off her shoe, she take off and chuck at me, any book, anything. And this was a story for years. Like, and where at that point I'll be screaming back at her like, can you just be quiet? Or I'll wind down to like allow the noise level screaming to get out of the car, so I'm not drowned in that noise. Or I play music to blast to just overshadow her noise. And after a long many months and years of tears and smacking, didn't work, shouting, literally everything that you would have thought as a parent do, or to like get into a power toss with your child, like, I'm a parent, you need to listen to me, I'm talking to you. I just didn't get it. And I hit rock bottom. And what I really, and I heard it clearly, that stop trying to change this child. Not in your capacity to change her. How about you listen to what she's saying?
So you heard, sorry, Grace, just 1 second. So you heard it clearly.
Yes.
Is that like the Holy Spirit telling you, or someone said that to you?
Most definitely, I'm a person of faith. I believe it's the Holy Spirit definitely that literally, because at that point, she was in a room screaming like this. She was 3 years old. This child, as young as she is, she would lift a table. Anything that she could carry, she would carry and chuck. So I closed her in one room where she was literally chucking all their toys, and you could hear the banging. And I was in the kitchen. I was there crying like, God, today, this is the last of it. I said, I'm done. Me or this child, something had to give. And then the Holy Spirit literally said to me, Grace, stop. You're doing everything that you think you know to try and change this child. How about you stop into what she was trying to say, thinking, but this child is crying. This child is throwing things. What on earth could she try to be telling me? And fast forward, started doing my research, looking into different things. And that was when I heard that statement about behavior being a form of communication. And I just loved it. Please come and interpret in my house, because I'm done. Like, I am so done. But at that point I had peace to want to search for answers. And be that season as it may, was a blessing for me. I call it my own magical season, where God used to enable me to open my eyes and see other children that I was working with in a different light, to understand what they were saying without saying it, right? So that's and obviously now we're on a road to recovery. When people now and be like, is it the same child that I knew when she was 2 or 3, and all of those things? And testament to God helping us, and certain people coming into our lives at different points to help us see things in a sense. Now, it is said that 60%, right, of our communication is nonverbal.
Right. Yep.
Now, it's for we adults. Now, a child between 0 to 3, I dare say between 80 to 100% of their behavior, of their communication, is behavior. Now, if we do not get off our high horses and get off our language barrier because we can talk, understand what they are not saying, but they are saying, we're going to be stressed the most than they are. Because regardless, whatever the case may be, they will communicate. They need to do to get your attention. If it means to scream at you, if it means to pull your hair, if it means to stick up your nose, whatever they need to do to get your attention, they will do it. But who will be the person that will be bearing the brunt of the pain and the emotional drama and stress?
Of course, you.
Okay. So Now, I mean, I've got so many things here. Now, challenging behavior is pretty much a child trying to communicate unmet needs. So our job as the adults, right, is to stop and listen and use our experience of being in existence longer than them as much as we can.
Yeah.
To pick what they're saying to us or what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
So oftentimes we're so quick to label and say, oh, that child is naughty, or that child is antisocial, is unmotivated, that child is very loud, that child is cranky, or that child is always just laughing and making noise, or that child is, I don't know, just think of all the kind of labels we could give to a child because them behaving in a certain way that we're not able to connect with. Now, when a child is behaving in a way that challenges us, now we want to be asking ourselves, why are they behaving that way? What is it around them that, you know, is causing them to behave in that way? Now, you need to think about the trigger or the origin of that behavior. Now, once we are in the thick of the situation, sometimes we'll be like, see what's making this child behave. I can't, what are you trying to tell me? I just can't see, but I can guarantee 100% there is something. Only just but look ever so closely. There is always something that's causing them. It's a message to you as to what they're trying to communicate. You start to track those the behavior or what the trigger could be, then you are able to begin to see patterns of what it could be. So it could be like, sometimes if it's in the morning, they're just waking up and they're rather groggy, but this is where you're placing like the most demands on them. Let's have your bath. Let's do this. Let's cook. I was like, mate, I've had enough. I'm just getting up. I'm trying just to stretch.
I know, right?
And then you're there pulling my hair. Then you want to, I'm like, leave me. I don't, you know. So, but they can't tell you that because you want to get out and go to work. Get to nursery, and they're done. They still want to be lying down in bed. And so you know have a hustle.
Yes. So sorry, Grace. Can I just come in right there? Just to clarify something. So you said you started off talking about your own child, you know, your daughter, having special needs, and you know she would throw a force, do whatever it is. So do you? I mean, I think there is a bit about children where, at a certain age, you know, they say that they're like the terrible twos. For instance, I mean, I don't call any child that. I mean, even when my children were, I mean, I still have a 2-year-old, and if someone says, oh my God, this is the terrible whatever, my child is not terrible whatever, you know, but she's just being a child, right? So for a child that you know there's absolutely nothing wrong with this child, and because as you said, if this is a special needs child, definitely there are things that they're not able to do at that age that they would love to do, and which is why they're behaving the way they are behaving. What about the children that you think, or you've not, like, not that you've done any diagnosis of anything of them, you know, that you think they are? So my question is this something that is applicable to all children, or is it just for some set of children? Do you understand?
So let me break it down like this. Now, every human being every human being has a behavior. Some are more heightened than others, but every child cries the same. Special needs, only special needs. Every child gets irritated by, some children get irritated by chili, some love chili, but it is still the same taste bud that they have. Just a threshold of tolerance. Okay, so I personally don't like using the word special needs, but I think because it's a common lingo that anyone can quickly understand. The word neurodiverse and neurotypical. So their neurological pathways, some are more diverse, and some are like the typical ones that like your normal, that a child is meeting the average, the normal milestones as they ought to be. Okay.
Yeah.
The terrible twos, or the triumphant twos, however you want to put it, at that point, at the milestone, or as a age milestone of a 2-year-old, the awareness of themselves, of their body, and they're beginning to hear their own voice. They're beginning to realize that I can actually say something. I've gone past the age of you're in a buggy.
Yeah.
Or I've gone past you. I can actually go to my. There's a new level of independence that a 2-year-old feels. Right? Becomes a power tussle between them and you.
Yeah.
But because they haven't got the vocabulary, the emotionally intelligent enough to communicate to you how it's feeling, right? That is where you get a lot of they express themselves a lot more with their behavior. That's just what triumphant twos are. Okay, because
I like that, actually. Triumphant twos. I think, guys, please, someone should just type it in the comment section. That is so good. I said it earlier. People say terrible twos, right? So I'm hearing this for the first time. Triumphant twos. Yes. That is fantastic. That is something that we can use for the 2-year-olds, because trust me, they are triumphant. Truly. So, because sometimes you just feel like they're pushing and pushing and pushing. So yeah, that's really good. Thank you. I mean, we can replace all these negative words. I mean, I am not one who support any sort of negative words on children. Do you understand? I would never label a child, whether mine or other people's children, no matter what they do. So and I think as parents, we need to be mindful as well of those things that we call our children, even though we hear them, people say it and we think, oh, they just, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just, oh, you're just a cheeky monkey. Hello, my child is not a monkey, please. So there are things that we just don't say. Do you understand? So I mean, say, well, Nosabi says she doesn't say naughty corner. She says thinking corner. Yes. In my children's school, they will tell them, you're going into the red zone, or you're going into the yellow zone, you're going into the white zone. So they know the difference between the zones. So when they're behaving positively, right? Or that way. So we don't want to pronounce it. Exactly. Yes, the power of tongue. Sorry, Grace, I just had to interrupt there, because that I caught that triumphant too. That got me immediately. So thank you for that. So please carry on.
Yes. So what I'll say is at that point anyway, that they're trying to declare their own independence, but that they're not quite independent yet. That's when you tell them that go, child E, go and do this, and like, no, put your shoes on. No, like, hello, I don't want to put my shoes on. This is my time, house. And then you need to put, so that's when I have the power tussle of, this is me. I'm the adult. You got to, yeah. But at that point, if you think about yourself, so I always picture in my mind, especially when I'm getting to that place of irritation.
Yeah.
And because they're a child doesn't mean I have to abuse my authority or abuse my power as an adult.
Oh, wow. Because they're a child doesn't mean that I have to abuse my power as an adult. So wow. Powerful.
You need to see them as people, but only little. You have to engage them to the best of their level of understanding. So if you've asked your child to put on their shoe, the outright no. Okay, so we are going out. Mommy's gonna get her shoes on, and I'm gonna put my coat on. Are you coming with me?
And we are going to say this in this tone and this calmness. And
when you go into that, think about it. When you as an adult, if you're raising your voice and someone comes and raise their voice back at you, are you going to calm down back?
No.
That is it. It is just exactly what it is. And when you come and you put your decibels down, especially when they're screaming their head off, right? Calm down and talk to them. You deliberately lower your voice, make eye gaze at them, and calmly, firm, assertive.
Yeah.
You are, I mean, you're keeping a straight face as much as you can. You're talking, with a calm voice. So we are going to put our shoes on, because I'm putting my shoes on and I'm about to leave. What are you going to do? So you put it back, put it back in there.
And Grace, this is meant to be for, like, I'm just talking with my 2-year-old, right? And I'm saying exactly these words to her with the right level of tone. But because, and trust me, these children, they know how to push and push and push and push. But where is because I know that as a parent, most times what you're trying to do is not to do anything negative to them.
Yeah.
At that point in time, we're going out. It could be that they're going to school and you're like, we've only got 5 minutes to get out of this house, and this child is taking all the time in the world. How do you deal with that?
That is because we are the ones that have put ourselves in that position.
Oh, wow.
Because imagine if you know your child, that this child is not a person that is a quick, is not a morning person. And you plan to leave the house in 20 minutes. And you as an adult can get ready, up and leave in 20 minutes. You can't put that pressure on your child as well. Give yourself time. Okay? Now, when I'm saying to observe triggers or observe things that make your child get cross or, get irritated, it could be anything. It could be, some children are leaders and want to do stuff by themselves.
Yeah.
If you know that your child likes to put on their coat themselves, and when you are putting on the coat for them, they're fighting you. No deal. Put it by the door, put it on the floor. Here's your shoes, or here's your coat. Lay it so easy for them and that they can access it independently. So as a 2-year-old, I'll put it on the floor, lay the arms out, get her to sit down, I'll put her hands in, I'll put the shoes out, and let's go. We're going. Right?
We're going, yeah.
Now that, would have been maybe a much older child.
Yeah.
You want, again, you try, I'm just using an example of going out, right? And you want to get them out on time. You'd have already packed the bags or get them involved in the process of preparing. So that way they're also learning they want to be independent. Hello, come on, baby.
Yeah.
I will show you, I'll give you tools to be independent. Because my older daughter, from age 5, I stopped bathing her, creaming her body, literally, because she was I'll just put her in the bathroom. I'll keep an eye. She comes out and I can see the patches. I'll top up. But getting herself in that space, and I did not. I like the ease of life. If you're ready,
I know. Who doesn't? To be honest, who doesn't? Very quickly, there are some great comments here.
Yeah.
And I just need to read some of them to you.
Okay.
Someone says here, Pace Center, I love this. She said there's no parent who has not failed more than once to get it right.
Yes.
She said, but with consistency, it does work. Yes. So I guess as parents, you see, it's the consistency that I'll say that's where we drop the ball, because you do it every time, every day. You're saying, oh, girl, they said we should speak to you in a calm tone. So I'm saying, Jojo, you can't do this. I've done it first day, second time, third time. And the girl is just taking me for a ride. As a parent, you are naturally going to want to respond or react the way you didn't plan to in the first place. There's another comment here from Pace Setai as well.
Just use 2 words there, respond and react. So that's 2 different things,
I know, yes. So the way we react is...
Reacting is when you are in the moment and you're caught up in the emotions of...
sometimes these things. Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm perfect at it either. But I know where I'm coming from, and I know where I am now. I am miles better than where I was. And
Mm.
perfect example today, like today, obviously my madam still likes to, you know, lash
Yeah.
out. And I said to her, listen, did it once, did it twice, stop, look at me.
Mm.
Mommy's had enough. Don't
Mm.
look at me again. You're getting out of the car and going to the back.
Wow.
No fights, no shouts.
Mm.
I told
Mm.
her exactly what was happening, my position on it, and that was it. And so next time, even when she felt a bit irritated and wanted to
It was, yeah.
put her hand up, but she calibrated back and kept herself together.
Yeah.
And this is a child
Yeah.
we're saying has needs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and for me, I'm like, if a child
Mm.
with your needs can get it, any child can.
So do you think, do you know, like you said, the children with special needs, they didn't create themselves like that. They just, and I like the fact that they even say special needs. It means that they just have some needs that are special. So that's what really kind of differentiate them from the other children. But do you think that there's a place for parents who have got children without any needs whatsoever to take that for, I won't say for granted, but because you know, as a parent of a child with special needs, there are some kind of knowledge that you've acquired over the years,
Yeah.
right? To understand how to deal with your daughter, to understand how to do. You're not just a parent of a child with a special needs. You are an educator. You teach children. You're a teacher as well, right? So, and if you're put to deal with children with special needs, you won't have any problem. Do you think there is a difference in how you would respond because of the number of years that you've had to deal with this and the experience that you've gathered, and how a parent without any needs, any child with special needs would react? Do you think there's a difference there?
It's not much so of a different, because I've met
Okay,
different
I think I'm
things.
losing you a little bit.
Oh, any better? Any better now? Can you hear me?
I think you're coming back. Yes, I
Okay.
can now. Yes.
So it's not about,
I think you're back. You're gone back. So
am I still, what exactly?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Yes.
So it's the I mean, I know I keep saying special needs child, right? But what the picture I'm trying to paint
Mm.
here, that is the extremity. That is the extreme. They have heightened sensory needs compared to your average child. Okay, so
Mm.
if they can get support and they're able to manage their behavior, and they're able
Yeah.
to learn strategies to manage their behavior, any child can. It's just how you approach them and how you choose to work with them. That's the crux of the matter.
Mm.
Now, okay, is it because of, I mean, before I had my daughter, I'd been working with other children, right? Now,
Mm.
having her, and I've had obviously my older daughter too. So I kind of, honestly,
Yeah.
I was walking in that path of, be more patient with the child and to say things. But I still had that my mentality of an African parent, of an African, like, this is what has to be done and all of those things, and how I was raised. But it took my
Yeah.
little man along, and she retrained me. And then I realized that actually, do you know what? There is, if it
Mm.
happened for you,
Oh,
then
wow.
there's no child that cannot be communicated with.
Hmm.
I've lost you, BB. I don't know if you can. I've lost BB. Can you hear me? Am I? Can you still
So
hear me? Okay.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I
Yeah.
can hear you now.
Okay.
It's still going in and out, but I think
All right.
you're coming back.
All right. I'm guessing it's the
Yeah, I
internet.
can hear you now.
Okay. So what else? So I'm not quite sure what we heard, but what I'm saying is, it's just the whole reason why I'm doing this, right, is to help parents unlearn and not get stuck in that I can't do it, or it's impossible,
You know,
or
you said that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you know, you said that, and I think I saw a comment in here earlier. Someone says, oh, Pacesetter said, freedom for Africa where when they are independent. Well, Falaka says, we need to unlearn some things. That is reactions as well as parents. I'm sure as well as parents, she said here. So that word unlearn, it's key,
Yeah.
right? So,
When,
which means that so many things that we all do,
yeah,
we just need to unlearn some of these things because we've seen our parents do it doesn't mean that they are right for us or for our children right now.
yeah. And
All right,
most of
cool.
all of us, none of us really we've never had children before until we started having this one. Okay. And how we knew to parent was from our experience of our parents, our aunties, of, you know, if you had younger siblings, working with them or trying to help your parents to raise your younger siblings, and you thought you knew what you were doing, right? But
Yeah.
now, if we really, really want to think about how this is playing out in the lives of our children, how are we expecting them to grow and be emotionally intelligent and sound, have a
Intelligent.
sound? Okay, it's about how we show them these things.
So I don't know if it's just me. I am really struggling with your signal. It's like it's just been in and out.
Right, I'll drop off and come back on. Should I do that?
Can you, yes, so if you can just drop off and then try to join back in, and I'll add you because I think your
Okay.
signal is yeah. So just drop off on Instagram, and I'm sure maybe Facebook should be fine. So viewers, thank you so much for joining. I'm sure you guys are you know, you are enjoying this, you're learning as much as I am learning as well. There are some things that we need to unlearn from what we've learned from our parents. Basically, you know, there are a lot of things that we need to unlearn, and not don't think that we can't change this. To be honest, my heart goes out to parents with children that has special needs, because it's not easy. If you've ever been around any of them, you know how difficult it is. So I'm just bringing back Grace into the conversation so she can join us now. I hope our signal will be a lot better than it was earlier. So hey Grace,
Hey.
you back?
Yeah, is it any better now?
Yeah, welcome back. Yes, it is. It is better. Yes, welcome back. Thank you. So yes, I was just saying that, you know, we were talking about unlearning some things that we've learned before, you know. So you mentioned earlier, Grace, about some triggers, right? And I want us to quickly touch on that. You know,
Yeah.
what are triggers, and what are these things? Because I'm sure there are parents here that they can relate to one or two things that you've said before. Do you understand? In terms of, so even if you don't have a child with special needs or anything, do you understand? What are the triggers? Because for myself, I know when my 2-year-old starts to kick a fuss, it's like I don't know what's happening. Do you know? So it's just so can you please just tell us what are the triggers that you think we should look out for, and what did it look like?
There. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. So I was trying to think about this and how to just try and get as much as I can think of. Now, all far and in between, but and also there could be very, very simple things that we take for granted, as in like, get yourself together, man, and move on, right? Simple things like they may be feeling unwell, or they're feeling a pain somewhere in their body that they can't explain. You know, I mean,
yeah.
A couple of days ago, I was taking my dad to school in the morning, and she was saying to me, "Oh, I'm not going to be sick, mommy." I'm like, "Why are you telling me I'm not going to be sick?" And I was like, "Okay." She was like, "I have cramps in my stomach." Now, two things happened to me there. That with her telling me that, I felt a sigh of relief. I was like, "Oh my God, we've come a long way," because no matter what happened there, because she couldn't communicate, I would have either had a kick or a scream, or something have happened that it could have been stressful for each and every one of us. Now, that's her, right? But it could be any other child.
Yeah.
Because if the feeling that hurts someone and they just can't explain it to you, and you just start hearing them whinging and looking all gloomy, and you're trying to like, what's the matter with you? What's the matter? Why are you crying? And they can't tell you, or they haven't got the words to articulate it.
Yeah.
Probing and digging and getting irritated with them only makes things worse than making it any better, right? They could be having changes. Let me shock you. A 4-year-old boy, when they turn to the age 4, the kind of hormone that hits them at age 4 is that of a teenager.
Wow.
4-year-old boy having that gusto of hormones where they're hyper, they're excitable, now at that point you're like, why is this boy over hyper? As in, what came up upon him all of a sudden? But that child can't articulate to you, neither can you even tell that he's right. But a birth of new hormones, or they're having a growth spurt, or they're having a toothache, something internally. So there are 3 ways out there, 3 approaches to try and unpick a behavior. You have the internal, you have the external, and you have the interactional approach. Now the internal approach is where you're thinking about what could be happening on the inside of them, how they feel, what emotions they're feeling, or could it be something outside?
Yeah.
A piercing noise that you can't hear that they can hear, or they're seeing a bug that you haven't seen, but that bug is bothering them, or you're playing the music too loud in the car and they're tired and they want to sleep. Simple things that you would be thinking like, this is I'm getting on with my life, right? But to them, it could be simple as, it could even be the label on their clothing. Those tags on the clothing that irritate sometimes. Even you as an adult, you can buy some clothes like, I need to cut that tag off.
Yeah.
But, what's that? What's bothering me? They can't tell you what. All they say is off. I want to take the clothes off. I'm like, why? The clothes is beautiful. Why do you want to take the clothes? We're going out now, and but child shouting off, and they're screaming like, why? Doing it could be a tag.
Wow.
Fabric is, or the fabric on the clothes that they're wearing is irritating them. Okay. They could be feeling upset or distressed about something, perhaps a change in routine, right? So if normally they would have a blue plate for breakfast,
and then you decide to give them a pink plate,
and then all hell breaks loose. Simple things like that. Yeah, and for me, I always say, please, I pick my battles. Please take pink plates. All I want is this breakfast time is peaceful and we can get on to the other of the day. Right?
So you see, what I'm picking from what you're saying is, and I don't know if anyone that is watching tonight is picking the same thing. It has to do with how patient and how attentive we are to our children. Because all of this, so if we can see when a child is throwing tantrums as, okay, this child is actually trying to say something.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, I'm not talking about teenagers. I'm not talking about, like those ones, they have hormones and all of that going on. So you don't know. I mean, I don't have a teenager yet. But, it's basically trying to understand them, knowing that, okay, if this child is kicking a fuss like this, there is something they're trying to tell me. So what is it? So how patient? Because I personally, I mean, you've seen me around my children. I don't have that much patience with them. And this is something I just feel like, you know what, please, if you can't tell me what you need, just go and come back later.
Let me tell you another thing that also triggers things at all those behaviors that we do, unwanted behaviors, boredom and lack of stimulation.
Or
they lack stimulation. That picking at things. There was there's a picture somewhere of I was hung in a conversation, and the mother was saying how child, right, her son,
Yeah.
everything that she buys for this child,
Hmm.
the child like literally must break it
Oh my God.
to see
Oh my God.
what's in this toy. Anything, as in, she's like, I'll buy you I'll buy you a game. You go and for me and smash it up. I said, you're stressing over nothing. If you have a garden, get your pots in your hands, get a construction hammer, put tires, and let him go and smash away. No point of trying to make it pretty.
But you know, with that though, if we just take a step back into like our own African culture, when you have a child like that, and you see that every single thing you bring in a laptop, they want to just open everything inside out. You bring in any toy, they do the same thing. People, even you as a parent, you're very quick to say this child is too disruptive. It's like everything I've got here is just destroying everything and all of that. But what you're saying is it could be because that child is bored, or the child is not being stimulated enough.
Or the child is inquisitive. So
inquisitive, I like that, because that's something
you need to understand that if you give someone an outlet to express themselves, and you give them that opportunity. So
yeah,
if you've created a space and say, this is where you go.
Yeah.
And you do your stuff. And in here, mommy's okay with that.
Sorry, I just want to laugh here.
Yeah.
Nasabi says yes. He's a mechanical engineer. Who knows? You know, you never know with these things. Yes, yes, absolutely.
If allow them that opportunity to explore that stimulation, that desire, and you punching it and like, stop it. Now, how will that child ever explore if indeed that was that child's gift?
Yeah.
See that behavior from a negative standpoint. That child will grow to resent that gift. Right?
Wow.
It's about, there's no there's no one size fits all. And just please, guys, I'm an advocate for children's voice. So am I very biased and skew everything and try to give excuses for the children? Bear with me. But I'm also trying to help you to see from a different perspective of what it could possibly be.
Yeah. So absolutely.
If you look at it that, okay, and you say, okay, this is your space. Okay, here for you to do this here. But over here to our living space, where our family room, looks after things, and we put things here, and you model it. So if they come and say, okay, you've come to the living room, is your lantern that they want to start smelling, like, no, mommy's lantern. Take them back to their room. Joel's lantern. Smash it.
Yes.
This is our space, and they'll begin to learn that behavior. I mean, there was another story. A parent was telling me that, so the child has a sandcastle outside. They have a sand, and this child brought the sand into the living room on the carpet, built a sandcastle on the carpet.
Oh my goodness.
And called the mom and said, Mom, I made something for you.
Oh.
The mother was to scream like, oh my God, what?
Of course.
Carpet. But in that moment, she's like, okay, let me just calm down first. And,
oh my God.
Mommy, I made it for you. I love you, Mommy. And the boy ran back outside to come and play outside.
Oh.
And, you love me.
The African woman in me.
Oh, my carpet.
The first thing is my carpet that I'll be looking at. I mean, I won't even see the castle that he or she has built, you know. But honestly, we laugh over this, right? Yes. But the truth is, we said it earlier, and I'm looking at our time, and because I want to give people the opportunity to ask questions, you know. So, guys, please, for whoever can stay on, we're gonna jump back right on after like 10 minutes. Just jump back on for like 20 minutes Q&A session, because I'm sure people have questions. Because this is very important. You know, as parents, we have to see the. Sorry, what did you say?
My sister said my mom will beat you black and blue.
Exactly. Do you understand? Do you know? Forget anything. Forget anything. The first thing is you're not even trying to see. It's like if your child, the other day, my 2-year-old went to get a pencil. She got a pencil and then she went on my blind, and then she scribbled on it. And then, mommy, come, I've just written something. I mean, to her, I'm sure she was so happy that, oh, she's writing some. My goodness, I didn't find it funny. Trust me. And I was upset. After that, and then I thought to myself that, okay. And my friend she would tell me that, oh, you know, maybe they're just bored. You know, she's very quick to understand that, oh, they're just bored. I said, if they're bored, can you come and take them to your house? Let them just go and bring them back later. Do you understand? So I know, yes, Elizabeth, she's asking me, it's my living room blind. Yes, so you can understand how painful. You know, even my husband that wouldn't even worry about things like that, he quickly went in and looked for a cleaner, something to try. I said, hey, Tolu must not see this thing. This girl. But she didn't even see it as anything. Do you know? I think the part I want us to actually focus on for the next few minutes is how we can be careful, how we need to be careful in not killing the creativity that our children have got in them. Yeah. You know, I've seen comments earlier where people have said, oh, I think Nurse Abby said, oh, she was called a rebel growing up. Do you understand? Yeah. Even I had to ask God for forgiveness, because my niece and nephews as well, they got it from me. You know, like my nephew, I have a nephew who would literally strip everything out. This guy, anything you give him, it will strip it inside out. And I used to think, why are you like this, for God's sake? Why can't you just play with something and leave it there? Do you understand? But this, I'm talking about this children who just sit at home, they play in the garden, come back inside. There's not really much going on that they would do. Do you understand? And so I want us to focus a bit more on not how we can let them explore their creativity. Yes, how they can explore. So so Elizabeth actually said that she needs a board in her playroom.
The wall in their playroom with blackboard paints.
I probably need to make the playroom a part of the playroom. Just make a wall for them to start scribbling on. But yeah, so how do we ensure that we don't kill the creativity that these children are trying to explore?
I think two things that spring to mind is patience and observation. Patience and observation. If you don't take your time, okay, I'll go right back, and I say this carefully. If your child is neuro and you are not taking the time to observe them, and they're hitting their milestones and they're going ever so quickly, you're missing out. Because of us, me, I'll say, because every child is so different. For the likes of me, there have been moments I'll be like, so what exactly? I'm looking, I'm picking, trying to dig out what exactly does she love to do? Like, can I stare her? You know, what is that thing that she enjoys, and I'm struggling to find. Do you see what I mean? So I know it will come, and we're beginning to see trickles of things, you know, body. I mean, for her older sister at age 3, I was like, this one, she's going to be, you know, in entertainments. We could just tell. So it was so easy.
Yeah.
It's a whole different kettle of fish, right? So I'm saying to you guys, please, I know we're busy, we're crazy busy, but you need to take time out and observe your children.
Yeah.
And it's not everything that should take. I mean, times where you have to put your foot down, like, that is unacceptable.
Yeah.
This and no further. Okay?
Mm.
And they too will get it. They too will know that I've overstepped my bounds here.
Yes. Yeah.
But if every single thing they do is an irritant to your system, then you're not doing right by them.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
you're missing valuable opportunities.
Opportunities, yeah.
Valuable opportunities to learn from them and you to teach them something. But if everything is quick to make you upset, then you're doing yourself a disservice.
Mm. Do you know, it's, you said that you just said, honestly, for me, I have to say, and I am so guilty. Fala will tell you how much guilty I am of this. Do you understand? I'm that woman, that mother that can, I just believe, oh, they will grow, they will be okay. Let's just let, I mean, you've been around, you've seen them as well. Do you understand? But I always try to understand the place of a child being a child, you know. I know they've said that children are, or even adults, you understand? Oh, people are not difficult; they're just different. Does
Yeah,
this apply to children as well? Like,
absolutely.
because you hear things like, "Oh, this child, oh my God, he's so difficult child. He doesn't listen. She's always doing that." And is it that that child is different? It's just
It's a perspective, isn't it?
mm,
Is it half full or half empty?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And I know I'm making it sound like it's a doddle, like it's a walk park. It's
mm,
not. But
mm,
you want it if you it's how you choose to perceive the situation. I know families with 4 children with special needs.
mm,
So
mm,
if they can,
mm,
if and this person will always come out with a big
mm,
smile on their face. And I'm not just of special needs, or they have health challenges of different at different levels.
yeah,
And
yeah.
never hear this woman for one moment complain. Okay,
Wow.
so I say that for us to see that, okay, we with neurotypical children, and we are saying that, what is
Hmm.
it? We are missing the point.
Yeah, yeah.
And I keep going swinging onto two extremes is because I need us to
Hmm.
understand that there is a gift. There's something that we have
Ooh.
missing,
Mm.
and we
Hmm.
just seem to take it for granted because oh yeah, they walked, they are talking, they did everything. It's just so easy.
We do. We
They're
do.
not the most important things.
I think honestly, do you know what? I feel like, as you rightly said, we take it for granted that it's time for them to walk. They get up and start walking. It's time for them to start feeding themselves. They get up and start doing it. It's time for them to talk. They start to speak and all of these things. And you don't really take some time to appreciate that you have come a long way, you know,
Yeah,
and these children are growing at a pace
yeah,
that you need to ensure that you are in it with them.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, do you know what? Let's just hold off there. We have a question here. I'm going to read it very quickly because my countdown is on.
Okay.
And guys, for those who are on here, thank you so much for joining. I mean, if you found this very useful and insightful, please just stay on because I want us to ask Grace some questions. I want Grace to be able to answer some questions for us. I'm going to read this question before we end this live and come back right immediately. And the question says that is from Tokwe for Christ. She said, she has an 8-year-old boy. The more she tried not to get upset with him, the more he pushes. But he's very brilliant, right? He's intelligent, he's inquisitive as well. How does she go about it?
Okay.
So please hold on to that question. Let's go off now and then we'll come back right on again because we have less than 1 minute. Okay. So I'm sure viewers on Facebook, please just stay on. We'll be back in few seconds. All right. Okay, thank you, everyone. See you in a bit.